Last month, I started a new job on one of the warehouses of the biggest online general merch suppliers in the country. I live in a small town in the Midwest that is not very populated, but is strategically located that shipments are easy to be made from here. It is a big building of around 100,000 square foot and about 80 feet tall. There are many aisles with several products stacked on many different levels. There is also an enclosed area on the back where the most expensive merch is held. On my very first day, the whole area was shown to me by my supervisor, a woman named Stella. She was a very nice lady that had worked in the same warehouse for about 10 years and knew everything upside down. She gave me a set of rules that needed to be fulfilled in order to have a successful time at the company. Just keep in mind, arrive on time, be quick, follow instructions, don't stay for too long in one place, and the room in the back is available only during night shifts and mostly out of bounds unless I tell you it isn't. This set of rules was pretty straightforward and I wasn't going to do more than they told me to do. The first 2 weeks I worked during day shift and I was in my element. I'm not used to stay quiet for long, so having a lot to do like it was required in this place was stimulating for me. Stella was really happy and impressed with me, so she decided to bring me in for a special job. Look kid, I like your attitude. I need to do something special tomorrow night and you just might be the perfect fit for it. Are you willing to earn a little extra? Yeah, of course, Stella. At what time do you need me? Be around 11 p.m. tomorrow. It won't take long. The next night, I arrived at around 10, only to find Stella already there standing in the entrance next to a delivery truck, the driver, and a forklift operator. Apart from her, I had never seen the other guys before. She greeted me and took me to the back room of the warehouse. Then she began. For the next 30 minutes, this room is not out of bounds. You are going in only with me and when I tell you to. Understood? We are bringing out a small crate with some Nordic runes carved on top of it. You go near nothing else and take nothing else. Was I clear? This was a bit weird from her, but I nodded. Then she said, "Good, wait for me here. I'll be right back." I'm not used to waiting around a lot, and she had been gone for about 5 minutes, so I decided to take the crate and have it ready when she arrived. She had left the door open, so I went in. I turned on the lights and found myself in a room of about 1,000 square foot with many different objects. Chandeliers, paintings, jewelry, expensive things that did not seem to belong to this kind of warehouse. There were also many crates, from different sizes. I spotted on the far corner the one with the runes. I know how to read in a bit, and it was clear to me what the description said. Ragnarök. As I got closer, I noticed a big crate next to it. It was plain, but for some Chinese characters. I touched it, I knocked on it a bit. To my surprise, there was movement inside, and a woman's voice called back at me in a whisper.
Who is that? Please, help me.
I was scared to the bones, but I didn't know what to do.
Please, I was taken away from my home. Do not leave me here. I do not know what you're going to do with me. I do not want to die.
What kind of place was this? There was a person held inside that crate, and God knows what else was in there. Then another crate sounded, and this time there was a little boy.
Mommy, is that you? I'm scared. I won't leave the house again.
Many voices started to call for help. I wasn't sure what to do. They were getting louder, and Stella might come back at any moment. I thought quickly and told them in a hushed voice, "Please, calm down. I'll be back with help, but you need to stay quiet." They all suddenly went quiet. I put the small crate back on its place and returned to my spot. I picked up my phone and called the police. "What's your emergency?" "I am in the big warehouse outside the town. There's a room in the back where people are being held in crates. Women, children, I don't know how many. Please come soon. I don't know when she's coming back." The officers will be there shortly. Keep calm. Anything to add? Yes, I'm 6'2". I'm wearing a black t-shirt and some blue jeans. I have a scar on my forehead.
10-4.
2 minutes later, Stella arrived with a black leather bag big enough for the crate with the Ragnarök inscription. Okay, boy. This is for a very special customer and is one-of-a-kind product. We need to pick it up carefully because the contents are very delicate. I do not do it myself because my hands shake a lot and might break it. Remember, we pick it up, put it inside the bag, and you carry it to the delivery man outside. Understood? I nodded, trying to hide the fear inside me. Stella was hiding something terrible in here. It was slave trade or even worse. When we went in, she sounded the bell and scanned the room, paying attention to the big crates as if she was expecting an answer. After that, she gestured me to go inside and went to the crate. We put into the leather bag, and as we were leaving the room, the cops arrived. They grabbed us both and put us on the ground. When they opened the crates, no less than 8 people were being held there. Stella was taken under the charges of abduction. I was questioned and released a few hours later, but before that, the sheriff came and told me, "Great job, young man." The woman and some accomplices of hers were involved in the slave trade and organs trafficking operation. She just helped us catch her and save many lives. I work as a guard for a private company. For many years, I've been to different places and doing different kind of activities. Sometimes stationed on gates, patrolling, or even bodyguarding. After many years of overperforming in my job, I got my back injured while repairing the roof of my house. For a few months, I could not walk or stand for long periods of time, so I was relocated to a CCTV console of an old warehouse. Coffee, some kinds of beans, rice, and many other important grains were stored there, to be relocated later to a big store nearby. I had only one partner, that was the one who did the patrols every 2 hours, where I'll remain there. It was usually uneventful till a few nights ago. He had just finished his midnight patrol and came back to the console, telling me that he was going to take his 2-hour break in the changing room. He left the place and I watched him as he went camera by camera until he arrived at his destination. There, he laid on one bunk bed and fell asleep. Several uneventful minutes passed and I was falling asleep too when something caught my eye. In one of the cameras in the top right corner of my screen, a door slowly opened and a man came walking slowly out of it. I say walking, but it was more like gliding because his feet were not moving. After a few moments, he looked up at the camera directly at me, as if he was able to see me. At first, I thought it was my partner that was playing a prank on me, but I looked at the camera where he was on the left side of my screen, and he was still there, still sleeping. I turned back where the man was, and he was still looking at me. I could not distinguish his face. It seemed almost blurred. Then he turned back around and left through the door he came, leaving it open. I've never been afraid or never believed in supernatural stuff, so I was sure this was some kind of prankster, and he was going to pay for it. With a lot of effort, I stood up and went to the place where this man was and made him pay for disrupting my shift. I was quite far away and my back hurt a lot, but I kept going. When I arrived at the place, I saw nothing. There were no signs that a person had been recently there. The door was fully open, but there was no one on the other side. I kept my hand on the knob for a while, thinking hard what might have happened, and decided to return. After I closed the door, I heard a call on my radio.
Fisher, is everything okay? You're not supposed to leave your station. Who was that?
Who was who? I replied.
Look, you better come back here. I need to show you something.
My back was killing me, but I went as fast as I could. His final words made me curious, especially when I had seen nobody. What's going on? Who was that man? I do not know what you're talking about. I thought I saw someone on camera 23 and went there but found nothing. He looked at me with terror and told me, Watch the footage. He showed me a recording when I was arriving at the area where camera 23 pointed. Then, from behind me, came the same man I had seen a while before and stood up in front of me. He stared at me for a while and placed his left white hand on my right shoulder. After I grabbed the doorknob, he left through the same door. I saw no one, I said. There was no one there but me. Did you see your shoulder? He said. I looked. There was the shape of a hand burned on my uniform. We didn't leave the control room until our shift ended, and the very next day, we both requested a location change.
If you reached this far, please give us a like, consider subscribing, activate notifications, and follow us on social media. Soon, we'll be back with more Inside the Cleft of Dimensions.